Hey, welcome. Today's episode of Beyond Business Podcast is brought to you by Aerial Elite Solutions, your Midwest leader in drone-based thermal inspection, aerial data collection, and aerial imagery. Whether it's solar fields, power lines, construction projects, or real estate, we provide high-quality imaging and data to keep your operations running smoothly. Visit flyaes.com to learn more. And Midwest Lightning Rods. When it comes to protecting your home or business from lightning strikes, trust the experts. We've got the installation and expertise to safeguard what matters most. Head over to lightningstrikes-weprotect.com for details. This episode is fueled by Best Friends Distillery, a locally owned distillery crafting fine vodka and rum right here in Argenta, Illinois. Raise a glass to quality spirits made with passion. And cheers to supporting local. Now, let's dive in to today's episode with this absolute firecracker. Enjoy.
Welcome to Beyond Business, where stories come alive. With guests from every corner, we're ready to dive. New episode every 5 days, new voices to share. Laughs and insights, we're all in this affair. Beyond Business, come take a seat. Join the conversation, it's a journey that's sweet. Life lessons learned and laughter from the heart. With every episode, we're making a start.
Welcome to another episode of Beyond Business. Today, I'm thrilled to be joined by a former teacher, counselor, and now internationally acclaimed award-winning romance suspense author. Her debut novel, Deception and Consequences, soared to #1 in its genre and racked up multiple literary honors. Marcy is also an entrepreneur behind the brand Tastefully Sexy, the creator of Aria's Closet Coloring Book, and a passionate mindset coach who spoke at the Women Thrive Summit 2025. Her remarkable story of reinvention reminds us why pursuing dreams all in can change everything. Welcome, Marcy Bialeschki.
So it's, yeah.
I was definitely going to mess something up there. But yeah, so yeah, you're one of the few people I gave one of these reads in because, yeah, you've done a ton of stuff. I appreciate you coming in and talking to me.
Thank you.
Interested to get to know you. I'm interested to get to know you more now that I did a little bit of homework. I'm like, what's going on here?
Yeah, I definitely wouldn't have told you all that.
So yeah, it's either that or after I talked to you, I'm like, oh man, I sold her way short. I didn't say, you know what I mean?
No, this is great.
So where'd you grow up at?
Blue Mound.
Oh, you're local.
I am local.
Really?
Small town girl, big dreams.
Okay. I graduated from Macon.
Really?
Yeah.
I might have known you back in the day.
It was, yeah, I had no idea. So did you go to college?
Yep. I went to Western Illinois.
Okay. What kind of student were you in high school? Like party girl? Was you a worker, a nerd, a sport, or athlete, whatever?
I was a good student. I was a pleaser. You know, my dad was a coach, counselor, and teacher at the school. So there was no being a bad girl. There was
not even an option.
No. I was a good girl. I was a cheerleader. I was,
sure.
You know,
that small town community is different. I mean, it is different. I didn't really even understand it. I grew up, we lived in Camelot. My sisters are 4 years older and they graduated from Argenta.
Okay.
And then we moved to Wildwood and I went to Macon for high school.
Okay.
But I didn't really dig it because I didn't live in the small town.
Yeah.
Right. But then when I got older and had kids, it's like,
sure.
Oh yeah, that's pretty. I mean, small towns is what created the get out of the house till the lights come on.
That's right. That's right. Yeah. We used to live across from a park and, it was like our big backyard, you know, and when the park lights would come on, that was warning, you know, warning to start crossing the street and get home. So
how cool. What a different day and age.
Yeah.
I don't know if it matters where you're at. Now it's like, don't cross the street.
Right. Don't let your kids out alone.
So the problem is, I mean, we can absorb so much for our kids to make them not have to go through things, but kind of the things we went through is what made us us.
Exactly.
So if it's going to be hell whenever the real world bites.
Right. You can't shelter them. You have to let them have their own experiences. I mean, it's hard sometimes.
It is.
But they sometimes have to learn through experience. You know?
Well, and naturally, if you care about someone, whether it's your kids or anybody, you want to,
right.
If you can absorb something. But yeah, when you're taking away life.
Absolutely. And some of the biggest life lessons that I've learned that have stayed with me my entire life were things that I learned the hard way.
For sure.
And then that's how you make better choices going forward.
It's the live and learn thing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I really don't. I think everybody just does what improve on how your parents did in the way that you think. I just think something got twisted and crossed with this. I don't even know what generation it is exactly, but.
Yeah. I mean, when we were raising our kids, we made it a point to do certain things that would bond us as a family, eat supper together, go to church, go to grandparents on Saturday night, go to other grandparents on Sunday afternoon. And we did that for years and years and years. And yeah, I will admit it was sometimes a pain.
Yeah.
But I feel like we did things right. My girls are both, adjusted and they have jobs and they have lives and I just think sometimes if you don't put the time in on the front doing the raising, you can't expect to have
anything
the end product on the back end to be what you really want it to be if you're not putting in the front end.
It's just like anything.
Exactly.
I mean,
it's like your job.
You're investing in something.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, and I just made a little post about this the other day. It was one of them. It was just like, I heard a couple rants about people complaining about the schools, complaining about this. And it's like, have you thought about helping yourself? You know what I mean?
Exactly.
It's like you're back. I don't even know who you are, but I'm going to take a stab and say that your kid did it.
Right. Right.
I've always been that guy to go, the number of times that someone accused me of doing something as a kid and I didn't do it is very few.
Right. Right. And I was a teacher and a counselor for 36 years. And I don't know a single teacher who lies about what the kids do. I mean,
absolutely no gain.
I didn't work with those teachers.
But there's no gain, right?
Right.
It's stupid.
Right.
Yeah. But everyone says, it's that mama bear thing. I don't even know what it is.
I get it. When your kid gets challenged, when your kid gets in a tough spot, it is your natural instinct to help them to get them out of that tight spot, and it's tough.
Yeah.
It's tough not to.
Well, so my dad, his way of doing it and kind of my way, which isn't right. Like we do that like financially.
Mm.
You know what I mean? Like you can see things are not going well. It's just like, here, even if this isn't the problem.
Right. Oh, I get it.
Yeah. I don't need, well, this is what I got.
Right.
This
is how I help.
Yeah. I can't help your situation, but go shopping. I don't know.
Exactly. Hey, that would work for me.
Right. You're like, that sounds perfect. Yeah.
Perfect.
So when you got out, did you go to college with the intention of coming out and teaching as a career?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I knew I wanted to be a teacher. I had a fabulous English teacher at Blue Mound, Sandra Bug, and she just molded me into that mindset that's what I wanted to do. Okay. And yeah.
Where'd you teach around here too?
I started at Cerro Gordo. That was my first teaching job. And then I ended up going to Maroa Forsyth for about 12 years. And when I got my counseling degree, then I moved on. I didn't. I moved back to Cerro Gordo because they happened to have a school counselor job open.
Oh, so you went from actual classroom to then being a counselor.
Yeah. Now, I really didn't get away from the classroom much when I taught back at Cerro Gordo, or when I was counselor back at Cerro Gordo, or even when I was a counselor in Decatur for a short period of time. I had a master's in English, and so English 101, 102 out at Richland, you have to have a master's to teach those. Okay. And I was always the only one in the building that had the master's in English. So in addition to doing the counseling, the school counseling, I usually always taught English 101, 102.
At Richland?
It was at the high school, but it was through Richland. It was for Richland credit.
Yeah. Sure.
Yeah.
So what is a counselor's, I mean, I recall my counselor, but I mean, that's just kind of an odd title because you don't counsel kids.
No.
You just help them. Like whenever it was, I remember when junior, senior year, we would spend more time in the counselor's office.
Career tracking.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
And
I mean, it was, we had social workers for the other,
I got you.
And so, they used to call them guidance counselors, but then the larger schools, and this didn't really affect me, but the larger schools, the counselors took on more of a counseling role. But my duty was mostly to do the master schedule, the course schedule, to get the kids in the right classes, to, help them pursue their academic and their career goals. We had the dual credit out there at Cerro Gordo, one of the first schools to have dual credit. And my husband was the principal at the time. And we worked really diligently with Richland to put that into place. And so then it became my job to get the kids tested and ready for the Richland dual credit classes. So we even had students who, and this is really common now, but back, 20 years ago, this was not common.
Right.
We had students who eventually had their associate's degree when they graduated high school.
Oh, dual credit means you're getting college credit.
Absolutely.
Oh.
Yeah. So that's a nice little gig.
That is cool. So give me your input on this. So I have a son. First, I was not an academic, right? I just hated school. I liked the people.
Yeah.
I just didn't it felt like 42 minutes was so long in every class. You know, it was just one of them. And I mean, I didn't suck at it terribly, but it just wasn't.
Not for everyone.
It just wasn't my thing. Like I knew when I was a sophomore, I needed a job after high school first.
Right.
And then, you know what I mean? Which ended up going back and forth. And oddly enough, after I got out of high school, when it came time for me to learn something I was interested in, I had no problem going to school.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right. I mean, you have to be invested in it.
That was
and
it.
You have to feel like it's something that's going to benefit you.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah. It just was, I don't know. It just wasn't my thing. Well, my son is 15. He goes to St. T, and he is very much like his mother is he's an academic, like for sure. And I'm going, what do I encourage? So by the time he's a sophomore now, and in 8th grade, he was busing over 7th and 8th grade. He was busing to St. T to take physics, to take algebra 1. So he's already as a sophomore passed as far as I made it. But so
it's interesting concept.
It is, right? Like, that sucks, or it's good. I mean, I don't think I take credit for that. No. But so here's where I'm at is I'm going, do I encourage him to go ahead and basically bust your ass, and you're going to go ahead and start digging into college early? Or is it like, what's the hurry? It's like, no, bust your ass so you can have a junior year that's pretty good, a senior year that's absolutely sweet, and then you're going to go to college anyway. You know what I mean? That's my curiosity is going, do I want to push him to work his ass off in the years that could be great? And, we look back and love him. You're good.
I think what you said right there is that, no, don't push him. But if he's I think the conflict that you're having, and this happened a lot when I was working with students and their parents, the conflict that you're having is that it's not exactly what you would do.
Oh, you're saying he might love and enjoy.
Oh, if he's an academic, he wants to be in those classes because those are where all his friends, that's the competition, that's who's getting the best grades. And if he's all about that, if you say, no, I think this, pull back because you're going to have more fun if you're not,
Good point.
His fun is being academic.
Yeah. His call then. Let it be his call.
And if it gets to be too much, then you pull back.
Well, yeah, I guess that's it. He's never came and been like, man, my counselor's got me in these hard classes. Never.
Right.
It's more like, do you like school? And he goes, nah. And I'm like, you're pretty good at it.
He doesn't like school?
Well, he's just like, because I said, who's your favorite teacher? He goes, well, it's kind of hard to have someone be like your favorite when they make you do work every day. And I'm like, that's crazy.
Oh, well, maybe that isn't it. I don't know. But
I think he thinks he's not supposed, like, I think he's reacting to what he thinks my take is more like, it's almost like
he's pleasing you.
Yeah. Cause so his mom and I have been split since he was 2. So it's 2 separate, and it's almost like, I wonder what their conversations like.
Yeah.
You know, I've asked her, like, does he seem more into, and she goes, he can do really, really, really well. And it's like, oh my gosh, you didn't tell me. I seen on the online last week and he's just like, yeah, I studied, so I got A's.
And there is that student who doesn't have to do much to do well. Right. You know, and I would say
retention is good.
Yeah. If I was the school counselor there, you know, that I always let the kids choose if they qualified for the classes, because you have to test into them. Yep. If they qualified for them, it'd be like, hey, give it a shot. We can always pull you out. If it's too much, we can always pull you out.
Oh, yeah.
You know, but why not push yourself that little bit? And if it gets to be too much, it's too much. But and then there are students who qualify for all the advanced classes, but are only interested maybe in the math and science. It's like, I don't want to do the English, you know? Okay, you know, let's see what your parents say about that.
Right.
Your parents might want you, you know, but I would say
that's an interesting take. Is
just
I'm
be
feeding
like,
my version of what high school should be like, not what his is.
You tell me what you want to, as long as it's okay with his mom.
Sure.
You tell me what you want to do. I'll support that. And if it gets to be too much. Yeah.
But you know what I was thinking in my brain?
You wouldn't even have fun.
Well, or I was just going, man, I remember like a good friend of mine, which we would only see each other at lunch. And it was because he was very into the studies. But his senior year, he like stocked the pop machine, worked in the office, left at noon every day. Right. And it was just like, oh, that's because you busted your ass.
Yeah.
And so in my mind, I'm going, that's sweet if you can. But yeah, I'm telling him a version of what I saw that looked like it would be a good idea.
That student that was your friend, these days, he'd be in college classes.
Right. Yeah, I guess good point.
So
that wasn't even an option.
Yeah, times change.
Yeah, good call.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you know,
sense.
I taught it, I retired from public school in 22.
Okay.
And I taught at St. Teresa for 2 years. I just missed having your son.
Oh, yeah.
I taught freshman English.
Okay.
So.
Really?
Yeah. So the year he came in as a freshman, it was my first year gone.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
I just wasn't ready to quite give it up yet, but.
Well, so let's get into, were you writing your whole life?
Yeah. I always wanted to be a published author, but and people are like, why are you writing romance? Why are you writing romance thrillers? This is so weird because you studied the classics, you studied this. And I said, that's exactly why I'm doing what I want to do. I don't have to do that stuff anymore. I read things when I was a teacher and when I was a student that I didn't really want to read. I taught things when I was a teacher that I didn't really want to teach. Now I'm beholden to no one, right? I'm going to do what I want to do. No, I've never read a lot of romance genre. I've never read, but I do like true crime. I do like thrillers. I do like mysteries, and romance is big right now. You know, people want to read the books that have the little spice in them, you know? So I just do my own take on it. And yes, I always wanted to write. And I was a writer. I used to write, I used to write for a PR company online, and they would have clients, you know, and I'd write their big blow ups for magazines and they'd get published and everything. But that really wasn't the kind, I was good at it, but that wasn't what I wanted to be doing.
Right.
So I started writing Deception and Consequences, my first novel, right when the summer after I retired. And then I decided to go to St. Teresa. Oh. So it kind of slowed everything down a little bit, but I kept writing. And right now I have the 4 books in the series, which is called the Vengeance series, completed. And I have a standalone that just came out July 5th. It's the one set in Dalton City. And
it is?
Yeah. Yeah.
Really?
Yes. And then the one's getting ready to come out probably in October, called Serial Obsession. And so
that's the one I just seen on your. You posted maybe the cover of it or something.
Yeah. But in addition to that, I have 5 other manuscripts on my computer that are just about ready to roll. So my publisher can.
Oh, you're all right. What do you dictate?
Prolific, no.
Oh, I don't know. If you just walk and talk or what.
Well, yes, if I see something or something strikes me, I'll put it in my phone. And then get home. But I've spent a lot of all night, 15 hours writing, manic writing. I mean, I'm not even exaggerating.
Yeah, you just go there.
Yep. And then there'll be days I don't touch my computer because I don't get that
thing. Yeah,
that's that thing. And then it's bad when I get the thing and I've got other things.
So is it uncomfortable? Not, I guess it can't be uncomfortable. But is it weird because people you've been a professional your whole life.
Yeah.
And I think probably that's what throws people off is they only know you as that. So when they see you're writing a romantic, spicy thriller.
Oh yeah. It's been,
is it like,
awkward.
Well, we don't really know each other for the record. You just know I'm the counselor.
It has been awkward and not to give too many specifics, but I think I did mention that I was at St. Teresa and my books were coming out. Yeah. So it got awkward.
Yeah, I didn't think about that.
Yeah.
Well, oh well.
Yeah. But and there are other things too, like my mom. I worry about what my mom thinks.
Yeah.
But she told me one day, she said, "You just do you. Just put it out there."
So obviously you're good at it. I mean, right? People are buying it.
Yeah.
I mean, that kind of tells you.
Yeah, I really did kind of surprise myself. Every writing award that I have entered since I started this, I've won. And Deception and Consequences, it won the Titan Gold Award. It won the Reader's House magazine in London. It won their Editor's Choice Award. So it's international. It's not just local. And it really did surprise me. Because I don't even think that's my best book.
Really?
And my publisher says they're getting better as I go. And I was just at a what we call an ARC read with 3 readers who just went through Serial Obsession for me before it goes into final print. I had 3 really trusted friends that read for me, and we sat down and we had this talk at Doherty's the other night. And I was worried about this one because it's a little different than what I've done before, but it's what inspired me, so I put it down. 2 of the 3 said, "This is your best book ever." And I'm like, really? Because I'm not feeling that, But they're like, no, this is my favorite of all of them.
I think it would be so hard to turn off this story and then start another story. You know what I mean? Because even for 4 books, I do know a little bit about them to where the same 2 characters were in 4 books. So then you go to your first standalone book after that. How is it a challenge or is it like, no, that chapter's done and now I'm this?
Well, it is a challenge because I was so in love with my main characters in the Vengeance series.
Aria and
Mac. Yeah.
Are they based on somebody?
No.
Just your imagination?
My characters are never based on real people, but I do draw characteristics from people I know. I do think of things that are characteristics that I put it, from people. But that's an interesting thing is Deception and Consequences was supposed to be a standalone. And I got to the last page.
You're like, I got way more.
Yeah. It's like their love affair is not over. Their story's not over. There's more to do. Oh. And I stretched that baby out 3 more books. And then it was like, no, we're done because it's time to move on, but it is hard. It's a mourning process because you've been with these characters for a couple of years, but to create new characters, for me, it's not difficult because this is what I taught. This is what I did for years and years and years. And I come at it a little differently than some. When I was teaching writing and we would do some creative writing, students always wanted to take their characters and give them a name and describe them physically. And I'm like, no, that's not what they're about. You know, they're
Right.
about what comes from inside. So build them from the inside out. Build them with characters. Build them with values, morals. Build them with characteristics that make a person.
I was going to say, you're creating a person.
Not just a character.
Right.
And so then you can decide what they look like, but create them from the inside out. And I've always taken that approach, and I get reviews all the time saying that my characterization is just so realistic.
Do you give personal descriptions, or do you leave it to the reader to put their, like, Mac
I'm a
might
little
look one
vague.
way to me and he looks one way to you?
I don't try to be specific.
Right.
But and that's why I do have images of people on the covers, but they're muted or they're side views.
Yeah.
You know, just because I don't want to put ideas in people. I want them to have be
your own,
their experience.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's really cool. What's crazy is that you went for over 30 years.
Yeah.
And then is it?
And I really don't think this wasn't building for 30 years. These stories were not, it's not like they've been sitting in a drawer somewhere. They just came out of me.
Is there any part of you that says, man, maybe I should have just taught for 10 years and then I could have been a writing fool? You're like, no, I'm doing what I'm doing.
I was meant to be a teacher. I loved every minute of teaching, and it was a great career to raise my kids.
Yeah.
And I could not give the attention that I give my writing now. I mean, my priorities were different. I was raising kids. I was, my husband and I were doing things, and I was working, and I loved my work. I could not give this the attention then, the writing, the attention then that I do now. And I think that's why both have been successful. I haven't tried to split it. Financially, I couldn't have. I mean, I've got more money invested in this book thing than I do.
Right.
You got to really blow it up before it's
blew up.
Yeah. Yeah. So I didn't have the money.
Yeah.
I needed to make money. So.
Right. So and tell me as comfortable as you are. I mean, whatever you're comfortable with.
I know where you're going.
But what are these? Like, are we talking are these like erotic?
I don't think they're erotic.
Are they sex? Is it sex scenes?
Yeah. There's a thing in books, they say closed door. Closed door means that once you get to a certain point, nothing else is described. Mine are partially closed door, but I'll have 2 or 3 good ones that are that are descriptive. I'm
reading. Step out of the room, please.
Yes, yeah. Because, and I mean, I didn't want to go there. Honestly, I and then I'm thinking to myself, I've had people saying, you just need to drop off that edge just a little bit because because deception and consequences is the tamest because it's my first one.
It's like the waters a little bit.
Yeah, tapping my toe in a little bit. But and I always said, my writing style is tastefully sexy. Okay. Well, I think I've kind of gone a little bit from tastefully sexy to
porn,
sinfully naughty. But that's what people want. I mean, and I'm thinking, I want to write what I want to read. I don't want it to be, episode after episode.
Well, it's how
I want there to be a
right?
plot. Yes, I want there to be a plot. I want there to be a relationship. And that's what I focus on. It's not just sex for sex. It's well, sometimes it is, but they're established relationships. Yeah. They're working towards something. It's a plot. It's
part of a story.
It is part of a story. Yeah. And I honestly think that my storyline, my plot is far heavier
right
than the sex.
That's cool though. I mean, because that's part I think would be difficult about being a writer is you can't go in every direction because then there would be 100 stories in this one. And so to be able to do it and go, I'm going to give you enough to keep you here and give you enough to.
Absolutely. When I was struggling a little bit with that, coming off that Tastefully Sexy, my publisher said, Marcy, you write Marcy books. Don't chase your audience. Your audience will find you. You will find that you're not going to be for everyone, and that's okay. Nobody is for everyone.
That's right.
And she said, just write what you want to write and your audience will find you and you will be happier and everything will work out. And that was the best advice I ever had, because now I'm not afraid of those words,
Right.
some of them. And I write what I would want to read.
Yeah. That's good.
Yeah.
Well, I think maybe the best thing that could have happened is you never personally dove into the type or genre of books that you write. So there's no heavy influence on how they're supposed to
You
be.
are absolutely right. And I still don't, and this is a weakness. I think it's a weakness as much as it is a strength, because I really don't know what's out there in my genre, but I'm not sure my genre if it's anyone else, to be honest. We had men who, there are men that will not pick up a romance book, right? But they're commenting on, this is the best book I ever read.
Really?
Because it's action, adventure, thriller, suspense, mystery, romance. It's not romance.
I'll read one.
Okay.
I'm going to read one.
I got one for you.
Really?
Yeah, I do.
I will read it.
I'll give you a choice.
That's what I was thinking too, is I'm like, man, usually I like to skim through what someone's written and then I'm like, wait a minute, what's she writing?
I have something else for you. I have something else for you too.
You do?
I do.
So this Tastefully Sexy is the name of a book?
No. When I got ready to do this, my financial advisor, I guess you'd call him, he said, you need to put this in an LLC. Oh. You need to, because I have a website where I sell things.
Yeah.
And so I had to have a business name. And this is a true story. I was sitting over at Bar Jenna one afternoon. We're talking to some friends, and Deception had just come out, and I was getting ready, I was putting this LLC together, and she said, Marcy, she goes, I just love this book because it is just tastefully sexy. And I looked at her and I said, thank you. I owe you a drink. and so that became the name
Perfect.
of my.
And so it is you're selling merch? Or sex toys? Or what do you got going on?
I do know romance writers who do that.
I didn't know. I seriously like, what type of?
I sell the books, and then I have like tote bags and T-shirts and stuff like that. But it's interesting because when I give my business card to people, it's got a little bustier, and whatever, and on the back it's got a QR code, and it doesn't say anything, and they always think, what am I going to find when I hit that?
Exactly, right.
Just my website, and it's tame. It's very tame. So I was telling you about how men like my books, right? Uh-huh. Okay. So this is my new slogan. I'll have you read it.
Men who, good. That's good. Men who read romance do it better. That is great. I love it.
So,
well, thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. That's my new tagline, because the men who have read my books like them.
Okay.
Or they're just blowing smoke. I really don't know.
Well, here's the thing is I'll quit a book. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like there's several even that are supposed to be these great business books. It's like, yeah, this sucks. You know, I'm not going to force read, but if people are reading, that's what made me stop reading novels, is because I couldn't stop reading them. Like it was like a binge thing. I was ridiculous. So I'm like, all right, right. But I'll dive in.
Well, the book that came out July 5th, Where No One Will Look, is set in Dalton City and a key place there, the Shamrock. And you'll notice I have a lot of party places in my books, but that's kind of just it just happens to be who I am. But the owner over there, one of the owners of the Shamrock, he bought all 4 books, and I saw him like 2 days later, and he said, I could not put the first book down. Best book I ever read. And I said, really, the first book? Because to me, that's the kind of girly one. And he kind of looked at me and he goes, what are you trying? And I said, really though, and I thought he would like the one that was set at the Shamrock. I thought he would like the new one because it's grittier, it's dirtier, it's it's edgy. And he's like, no, I like the first one. And it just always amazes me what people come up with, you know?
Well, and I think So I've watched a lot of movies that I wouldn't watch again, but watched them because they were good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Sure.
And I think it's the same thing. A good story is a good story. I mean, if you're good at what you do, it's hard to.
Well, I
Do you audio them too?
Well, I always tell people I've looked into that. It's very expensive. And I always tell people, if you see my book on audio, you'll know I made it, because I can't afford it right now. It's just too, it's too much. And that's what interested me when I saw that you had a studio.
I was going to say, you can record.
Oh,
I got another studio over here.
I sent that to my publisher, like immediately when I saw it online, and she's like, interesting.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I was sure just thinking that, like, wait a minute.
But I don't know that I want to be the one reading.
You got a good voice.
Well, I may be able to write those words, but I'm not sure I can read them out loud. On my book.
Are they some dirty words?
Oh my gosh! Oh, you have no idea.
Oh man!
Oh gosh, that's right. Well, and interestingly enough, last fall I went back to Western Illinois, and I was a guest lecturer at their creative writing class, and they wanted me to read out loud, and I said okay, and I said, well, I was talking to the professor. I said, wait. She goes, oh, the dirtier the better. And I go, are you kidding me? And she goes, oh, they'll love it. She goes, you want to sell some books today, don't you? And I'm like,
oh, so you're going, certainly I'm not going to read from page 67.
Yeah,
She's you absolutely are reading page 67.
I'm getting ready at my hotel, and I'm cutting this little video, to put on TikTok or Facebook or whatever.
Right.
And I'm like, I can write those words. I just don't know if I can say them. And I'm like, I better practice, because, and it was tough.
To be a fly on the wall in a hotel room as you're
it was tough.
saying stuff to the mirror.
Oh, man.
That's great. That's great. Well, I mean, to have something that you're passionate about and it's fun.
It is fun.
I mean, we'll call it a hobby until you have audiobooks out, but
I do call it a hobby. Sure. because right now,
but it's a little bit better than that. You're doing a little bit better than hobbying.
It is.
So that's good.
It's ramping.
To be, considered not considered, you are an author.
Right.
That's huge.
And I will say that the city of Decatur and the small businesses in Decatur have rallied around me, because every single time I've gone to a small business and said, hey, let's do a collaboration. Let's I help you, you help me. They're like all on board. For example, I got an invite last February to go for Oscars week to promote my book they have like big events, during the whole week. And I was going out to LA. I'd never been there before. I was supposed to stay 3 nights in a Beverly Hill hotel. My treat.
Oh,
yeah.
You're
airline of my treat.
Yeah.
And a salad at the hotel was like $54.
Sure.
So anyway,
So
I went to some of my key people and I said, look, shop on Main downtown. Cindy, I said, let's do a collab. So this is why I'm on, modeling her clothes, going in, shooting video.
Yeah.
I do the radio ads for her. I record the radio ads, and it's just a mutually, and it's an agreement. So then with that, she sponsored me, and I was outfitted.
Awesome.
By Shop on Main for my entire trip.
That's cool. Well, you have built, your social media presence, your following is not easy to get. So it's there's value, as crazy as that sounds.
Right.
5 years ago, it would have been like, what?
I know.
But to go, if I put something out there, it's going to be 15, 20,000 people that see it if no one shares it.
Right.
That's a lot.
And I I will say, if you have Billy Bob Thornton come to town and you put it on your feed, you're gonna blow up a little bit.
Yeah, that was cool too. That was cool. I seen that because I was confused for a minute, and I'm like, wait, that's actually Billy Bob Thornton?
Yeah,
I didn't even.
The Lincoln Theater has been another one of my local, I guess you could say, sponsors or just really small business collabs. I go in, I just shoot a bunch of crazy videos or try to catch. They give me a media pass, so that's how I got in to see Billy Bob. And then I tag it out. and put it in all the Decatur, different groups, I guess. And it's working out for them, me, and I love it.
Yeah. I mean, again, it wasn't overnight.
Right. Right. And since doing that, I have people approaching me like, hey, because I do the thing with clothes. I'll go into a thrift store and I'll buy stuff, and then I'll go home and I'll model it, and then I'll tag them out, say, this is where I got it, or a boutique, small business boutique.
And you don't, you just do it.
I just do it.
Yeah.
But now I'm starting to get people say, hey,
come on.
Yeah, I need you to. And so I'm going to have to start thinking about how I make this,
market it.
Yeah. Yeah.
For sure.
It's a thought because I'm starting to have people approach me to do it.
It's a great idea.
Yeah.
Well, that just means it's time to have someone contacting people and going, hey, you need her to do this.
I guess when somebody referred to me as a local influencer, my jaw just about dropped because I don't see myself that way. I'm just playing on Facebook.
Yeah, but you can't, you come across like that even when you describe your books, kind of like you don't, maybe you don't want to toot your own horn.
I don't like to toot my own horn.
But it's okay.
Yeah.
It's not you're not being conceited if it's like, hey, note to self, everyone, work hard, be consistent, bust your ass, and good things can happen.
Right.
I
just don't like, I don't know. I keep thinking sometimes, when I'm having to do all this stuff on social media, that there are people out there thinking, if I have to see one more video from that lady.
Oh, I know.
You know what I mean?
I know the feeling.
And I'm just like, okay, snooze me. I don't care.
Yeah. But here's what
don't unfollow me. Just snooze me.
Yeah. But what you got to remember is, because I do the same thing. It's like, you pull up your feed and it's all you. I mean, you know what I mean? You scroll through and you're like, there's my face 500 times, but it's like, that's not everybody. They're seeing a bunch of others. I do the same thing. They're definitely about to be like, do anything other than post freaking one-liners. And it's like, no, they don't bring it up.
But it's so necessary. I mean, if you're doing what we're doing, it is necessary.
It's just, again, utilizing something that's there and valuable. Right. You just hit it on the head. You're just playing on Facebook, but you're also trying to figure out how you should market what's coming from, because it's here.
Right.
You're doing it.
And I don't pretend to know anything about Facebook. Algorithm, I taught English. I don't know what any of this means, and I don't worry about that. That's
what makes it good.
That's what people say. It's just like, it's so real.
Yes.
My hair's all crazy blowing out in the wind because my hair gets crazy. They're like, that's so cute though. And I'm looking at it thinking, no, it's not. I look
You're terrible. Like, why didn't you just not bring up my hair?
Yeah. Yeah. And the other thing is this. I see so many people who have the filters on that, I am not trying to be 30 again. I'm trying to be the best that I am. I'm not going to say my age, but I'm just going to, I refuse to put a filter on that's going to make me look like someone I'm not. Right. And some people don't like that, but you know what? I think it's better when I walk up and see you and you know who I am because I look like I look online.
Yeah.
I just think that's better. I know I'm not perfect looking, but
no, that's a strange thing. I've thought for several years now, where it's like, I'll see people that, we know each other. Right. That's not what you look like. Right. And it isn't like you hide away. We see you.
Exactly. And I mean, for the people who use the filters, I get it. No,
cool.
don't.
It's whatever. But
don't get me wrong. It's just not for me.
Right.
And so, yeah, I try to make it as real as possible.
I think everyone's aware that people go a little overboard. I mean, it's kind of a joke. Yeah. Like what Snapchat has these insane, I went before and I'll sit there and just die laughing and looking at all the afro and the beard.
Right.
It's like, this is insane. So you're probably just as busy. Are you as busy now as when you were working? Or are you busy? Yeah.
Yeah. I'll have,
is it kind of all promotion?
It's research and promotion. I think, like today I was working on, I got a text from my publisher and she's like, I think it's time that you start looking to get in, apply for some more awards for your new books. So I'm researching, the ones that are open, the ones that would be fit, that my books would fit. So it's all the bottom line is all promotion. You know, it's all taking another step.
Yeah. I just think there's some people now, which it's another thing that we've created and we got to roll with. There are non-readers that love books. That's why I'm like, you got to audio it.
Yeah, I know. And
I know you will.
And I set goals and at the beginning of the year and I told my publisher, I said, you know what? This year is not my year, but 2026, I'm going audio. And she said, we'll be ready by then.
Just goal.
Yeah.
Go.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's the crazy part is it isn't going to be free, obviously.
Right.
Or even if it is expensive, I think they price it because you're going to have whatever you've sold, you're going to easily double that because I can read a book now when I drive my car, work out. That's crazy.
Right. I know.
I don't even listen to the radio anymore.
And if I wasn't, if I wasn't so afraid of just, my problem is I can read it, I think I can read it, even those words, but, I don't know how to do the editing. I don't know how to do all the things behind the scenes that make it flow and make it a good copy.
Yeah.
I can read it, but if I stumble, then what do? I don't know how to edit that out of there.
Oh, I got you.
Yeah. I mean, I get, if I had somebody to edit it, I wouldn't mind reading them.
Right.
So we might have to collab on the whole.
I was going to say, you should just pick a book in a few hours, just set a few times and come in for an hour or two. I think that would be it.
Yeah.
Is it, your tone changes after you've probably read for an hour.
Right. And absolutely. And I've looked into this a lot, and there are certain things you shouldn't eat or drink. There are, just ways of making it the best experience and consistent.
Yeah.
Because you obviously can't do it in one setting.
No. Well, I think so. What the key would be is as you were going through and reading it, it's almost like have a ink pen or a highlighter or something to go every time I mess up. Let me just do that, and then I'll start back from there. So there's a reference to go off of during the editing.
Right.
But you know what I mean? It wouldn't be anything more than that. You don't like how something came out, go, okay, I'm going to read that right now.
Right. And I mean, I think that I've read my books enough.
Yeah.
That I know the inflection. I know which parts to, emphasize. Or
that's what I was wondering too. But they're your stories.
Yeah, how to have a certain voice. And that will be the hard part is I will not be able to do different voices. So everybody's just going to have to live with that.
I wouldn't think that.
I can't have a Mac voice and an Aria voice and an Air. I can't. You're just going to get me. Yeah. And you're going to.
I think you definitely should be the one that reads it though.
Really?
Yeah, you got a good voice.
My publisher says the same thing.
Yeah. Well, and that'd be something for you to have a good voice. Is there someone better? Maybe, and they cost.
Exactly.
Okay,
let's keep this.
Yeah, but you know what I mean. I'm sure there's a
friendly,
professional voice reader, whatever.
I have a student that from she works. I think she works for Spotify. She's trained in theater.
Yeah.
And this is what she does. She reads audiobooks. And I mean, I would love to have her do one, but
yeah. You're like, this hobby is
I'm invested right now.
Yeah. No, I feel you. But I'd say if you want to, I would even, what I would do is tell you my schedule and then go, I'm going to be here anyway. Yeah. And I would just set you up in a corner with a light over your shoulder and go to town.
Wow. Yeah. Oh gosh. 2026 is coming fast.
Yeah. I'm just saying it'd be, roll through a book and see how it goes.
That's very cool. I'm interested in that.
Yeah. Yeah. It would be, I'd like to see you do it. I just think you would probably be impressed. Because I'm the guy who buys the book then I have it there. I won't open it. I've read it twice though. You know what I mean?
I read it on my way to Cincinnati.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. That second chapter put me to sleep every time.
Behind the wheel.
Yeah. Oh, no, but no, I just think you're doing something cool. And it is about, I mean, if I'm in a position to help, then I want to. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's cool. You're doing something cool.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So, oh yeah. Okay, I did want to ask this. So, what was the Women's Thrive? What was going on?
The Women's Thrive Summit.
Yeah. What was that about?
I entertained the idea because I was a teacher for so long, and I'm just used to being up in front of people and presenting, and I entertained the idea of doing public speaking, and I thought that it would be a way to talk about my books, promote myself, make a little extra money, and I just kind of on a whim really applied for this, and I did an application online, and then they called me, and this was through the UK.
Hey, let me interrupt real quick for a sponsor plug. This episode of Beyond Business is brought to you by Aria Elite Solutions, your Midwest leader in drone-based thermal inspection, aerial data collection, and aerial imagery. Whether it's solar fields, power lines, construction projects, or real estate, we provide high-quality imaging and data to keep your operations running smoothly. Visit flyaes.com to learn more. Beyond Business is also sponsored by Midwest Lightning Rods. When it comes to protecting your home or business from lightning strikes, trust the experts. We've got the installation and the expertise to safeguard what matters most. Head over to lightningstrikes-weprotect.com for more details. And this episode is being fueled by Best Friends Distillery, a locally owned women's distillery, crafting fine vodka and rum right here in Argenta, Illinois. So raise a glass to fine spirits and supporting local. Now let's get back into the episode.
Talk about my books, promote myself, make a little extra money. And I just kind of on a whim really applied for this. And I did an application online, and then they called me, and this was through the UK. So they called me, and we set up a Zoom kind of and did a Zoom interview. And by the end of the Zoom interview, they're like, we want you to join our summit. And the summit was basically a women's empowerment, a women's business, I guess, self-help kind of theme. And I don't mean to say I didn't really fit in, because I was a female entrepreneur doing something, on my own, in my own way. And I do have a good background story on it, but these people were mostly like master class coaches, mindset coaches. And I did kind of get into that a little bit because, I felt like I had to in that group.
Sure.
But basically, we worked all year, or about 9 months, on speaking and generating your audience, finding your voice, finding your message. And my story was basically, once I decided that I was going to be a writer, I was all in. I was going to invest in myself physically, emotionally, financially, and I wasn't putting the brakes on.
Right.
And my message was, if you want something bad enough, only you can make it happen. You have to invest in you. Nobody's going to invest in you if you don't invest in yourself.
Right.
And that's basically what it was. Then we did a live stream. It was a 45-minute presentation that was streamed worldwide, I guess. I don't know. And I just basically recorded it from my basement at my office space there. And it was a cool experience, but it did not generate for me. I knew at the end of it that I did not want to do formal public speaking on a scale where I physically or actively sought positions to do that, that I was looking for gigs. Now, if somebody asks me, and I get this all the time, hey, will you come speak at our women's group? Or, hey, will you come speak at our book club? Yes.
That's different.
That is very different.
Right.
I'm not pursuing that. And that's more like that classroom atmosphere that I'm used to. And I love doing that. So I put this out there to anybody. I would love to speak at your women's, group or your book club or whatever, because I do love that.
What is it? This is a dumb question.
No, it won't be.
What do you mean women? Like dudes aren't allowed?
Well, there are a lot of female groups that
like it's women businesses only, like that type of deal.
Well, and not just business, but just women who get together and have, maybe it's just lunch or meetings, or I think there's one I'm going to in February that's like a retired teachers group.
Okay,
but it's mostly women. I don't know that it's all women, but
guys don't do. Oh, we just go to the bar.
I'm right there with you. I haven't been to ones that they're. I think they're just things that
I've heard of several things, but I always wonder where it's like, I wonder why.
Yeah, I don't know why that is.
Just women sitting around telling each other how awesome they are.
No,
you are awesome. Oh, you're awesome.
Now, I don't think so. I think
you're like, I didn't go to that one.
No, that I was not in attendance. I think that there may be charity based, or volunteer based. Women who are making a difference in the community,
right, one way or another. Yeah, that's good. No, I wasn't knocking it. I just kind of like, it was just like,
you're like, I'm not invited.
We can't go. I feel like I should be able to go. I feel like there'd be a lot of chicks there.
There would be.
All of them. So if you are an entrepreneur, like a heavy hitting entrepreneur, but didn't become that until you got done with a whole career.
Correct. I know nothing about business. I'm going to tell you right now.
You just know you're passionate about something that just falls into the realm of being an entrepreneur. If you create and they like it and buy it.
I'm staying in my comfort zone a little bit, because if there's a show or if there's a book event that I don't want, like, I may get invited to it, but if it's too far out of my realm, I haven't traveled much yet. But in 2026 and the end of 2025 is my big. I'm starting to travel. But there at the beginning, I'm like, no, I don't think I have to go to Georgia. But now I'm
like book releases and stuff like that? Book
signings, like book festivals where certain authors are invited, and then you sell books and you give a talk or you sign books. And I've done Barnes and Noble. I've done places like in Peoria, because that's where the series is set or starts anyway. And but I haven't really traveled, and I just got back from Wisconsin because a couple of locations are in the third book of the series are up in Wisconsin. And that's another thing is all my locations are real and may involve real businesses, and they're places that have impacted me through, impacted my life. And so I just got back from Wisconsin, and that's honestly the farthest I've gone is northern Wisconsin. But here coming up in February of 26, I'm going on a cruise. I was, my publisher got me a good little gig on a cruise that has about 120 women as part of the cruise, and men, I guess. I don't think they're men. I don't know. Romance readers. And it's called the Love Lit Cruise. And then there are 30 authors who go and some influencers. And it's just it's a big thing. You give talks, you go to little, we have a Moo-Moos and Margaritas night and a Mafia Glam night.
Oh, that's cool.
And the great thing is I'm going to have a big, I guess you could say, milestone birthday in, I don't know how to say this name, Bimini, is it Bimini? Bimini. I turn a certain age in a new decade, and I'll be in Bimini.
Ooh.
Yeah. So I'm kind of excited about that. But yeah, so travel.
So cool.
I'm just getting into the travel now.
So you have like an agent that checks, how do you locate something like that?
Oh my gosh.
That's crazy.
This story is crazy, but I've told it. My publisher is actually located here in Decatur. Words Matter Publishing is Tammy Corwin, CEO. She's here in Decatur, and we go to the same stylist. So I'm sitting in my stylist chair, and I had already self-published Deception and Consequences. And my stylist says, "Oh, I have this lady that comes in here, and she's a book publisher, and she she's looking for romance writers. And I'm like, what? And in the course of 2 weeks, I had met with her twice at Coney McCain's, and we had come to a deal, and she took on the whole Vengeance series. And she is a powerhouse. She is the most driven, knowledgeable, get your done kind of person. And I'm so fortunate because I'm not really like that. I mean, I'm not timid, but I don't go the extra mile for myself.
Right. And you needed that.
Yeah, I did. I needed somebody who was going to, put the accelerator down and say, we're doing this. Yeah, we're doing it. And I just
stumbled into a great relationship. She's right here. Right. I mean, she's not here all the time because, she's doing other things, but she is a true entrepreneur. I can't even tell you how many things she's got her hands in. Right.
She's fantastic.
That's great.
And she's got her hands, she is all invested in my books. For some reason, I light something for her, and she is anything I want. When I said I want to go on that Love Lit cruise, and I thought it was full, I thought no other authors could possibly go. She texted me back in 30 minutes and said, you got a spot.
Mm. Oh, she's a doer.
She's one of those.
I like it.
Yeah, she's one of those.
That's special.
Yeah.
Well, good for you.
Yeah.
I mean, no matter how small it is, a team is very important.
Right.
I mean, it takes way more than you to do what you do.
Right. Well, she's the one that got me working a little bit with the Lincoln Theater.
Yeah.
I don't know her true title there, but she works for them as well, marketing or something. Yeah. And she's like, this is a great opportunity for you just to get your name out there. And I'm really kind of scared of getting my name out there, but she just keeps pushing me. And I would not be doing any of this social without her.
But you're doing it.
I'm doing it.
Yeah.
And it's getting better.
Well, right. Well, but you're even good, like your social media posts and that. I mean, they're honest and good and fun and all of that. But how crazy is it? That is like a great avenue to be able to even advertise. If people know you mm-hmm. and there's value in that, and there's quality in that, then what you put out has this, you know what I mean? Yeah. It's like,
and I just don't see, I don't know why anybody's interested in me, honestly. I can't get my head around that.
You're good at something.
But I'll get comments, or I'll get, private messages and things like, I just love what you're doing. And none of it, not a single damn bit of it is any way professional. I don't even have lights on my phone, or, I don't work at it like that. I'm just like, oh, I got something to say. And I just, do one of those, hold my phone up and shoot it. But I just can't explain it.
I
want it to be professional. I want a professional image, and I look at all the things that other people are doing. Like yours they're just slick, and everything's just perfect. And I look at those and I think, I want that. I just don't know how to get that.
Do you want that?
I thought I wanted that, but now everybody's kind of saying,
I would be curious.
I like your crazy hair.
I was going to say, no, it'd be curious to see if you just switched it up for 15 days. You know what I mean? If the notice would be complimentary.
Or why aren't you doing what you used to do?
Yeah. Or it's like, were you really telling me I needed to switch it up? You just didn't know how?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
You know, because people are weird like that. Too.
Right. Right. And
again, I'd love to help you. I could show you a few things with your phone that you would be like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I've worked for 3 days now trying to figure out how to get my darn Facebook monetized, because it says I'm monetized. I'm not. I don't know. I need a technology advisor. Someone who works cheap.
Do you utilize AI often?
Not for, just for gathering information, not for imaging or anything. Yeah. I don't know. I just need a technology. I am not from the technology generation, and I know a lot of people aren't and are rocking it, and I'm not. But I'm not that interested in it either.
Yeah.
So to me,
so you just need someone to do that part. because
I need to get my audio books to make me some money so I can afford to have have
someone that's what they
media.
do. Yeah,
that's what I need.
Well,
Baby steps,
good point, because it is like, do I want better quality of everything? Yeah. Do I want my 45-second video to take me an hour to make? No, I don't got time for that shit.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely. That's why I just do it on the fly.
That's understand. You know what I mean?
And I feel like I'm not a professional at anything yet,
right.
so nobody expects that of me. And I, I don't know. At some point, it probably won't work for me, but
it does. It does, though.
Yeah, we'll see.
Right.
We'll see.
I think you're killing it.
Oh, okay. Well, I any help I can get. I just, like I said, I've worked with this stupid Facebook thing forever, and I just will. I don't know what's going on there.
Well, but I think it's good that you don't, like, I know about all this technology stuff because I can't not figure it out.
Right. It's in your biz.
Yeah.
It's
and
not
I
in my
want
biz.
to know.
Yeah.
Like overly for no reason. You know what I mean? So
Right.
I envy that you're like, I don't really,
Yeah.
I mean, I want this monetized, but can we click that button and then put it away for?
Well, yeah. Well, in a way, I don't want to be bothered by it. But then I'm bothered that I don't know about it. It's a
right.
catch-22.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, I bet I could be doing so much better if I knew about that. But then I'm just like, nah.
Right. Well, if you had, I'm gonna wrap up, but I want you to do me a favor. If you had one piece of advice after having a career as a teacher, and then now another. It's a career, your hobby turned career as an author. Well, I guess you're not a speaker, even though you are. Yeah.
I'm a speaking non-speaker.
Yeah.
I don't know what I am.
But if you had a piece of advice that you would give, maybe to just young adults that maybe they don't know if they're entrepreneur. They don't know what they want to do, but they're about to hit life. What would you say? I mean, it's pretty broad, but you know what I mean? If there was just a one size fits all, hey, this is where it's at, what would it be?
Right. I think it is to know that you can be passionate about more than one thing. And if you follow your passions, if you let your passions thrive and feed them and do things that make you happy, then you're always going to be winning at life. And I mean it, and I had to learn that I had to learn that my passion of writing is not necessarily the get rich quick scheme. It's not about money. And at some point it is like any other business, you're investing more than you're making. And you have to get over that as well. If it's your true passion and you can afford to do it, and if you can get through those rough patches and invest in yourself financially, emotionally, physically, all those ways, if you can invest in yourself, then other people will invest in you. And if you follow that passion, invest in yourself, people will believe in you and help you along the way. And I mean, it's just I see this all the time, like us talking here, you're talking about, coming into the studio and, so if people see you working hard for what you want, they're going to help you.
Yeah.
Right?
You're right.
If you're not the hardest one working, nobody's going to help you.
Yeah.
So work
hard. The easiest thing to do is go like this.
Work hard.
Yeah. Work hard. Yeah. No shortcuts. It sucks. I wish there was a life hack for that I could go, you know what, son? Don't even worry about your future. Here's what you should do.
Yeah.
But what happens is you put in reps, you fall and scrape your knees a few times.
Yep.
And then you don't do it again because it sucks.
Right.
I mean,
you got that.
Yeah. Or you don't. Yeah. You don't go spend money that you owe on rent, and you know what I mean?
Right.
Because that time you did it sucked.
Right. For sure.
But it is. I just think everybody, of course, wants a shortcut. A very good point about, you can be passionate about multiple things. And I think it's almost important to. I think a lot of people don't ever find what they're passionate about, like ever. They just think they're just one of them people who don't have something they're passionate about because they.
Or I think a lot of people too think that what they're passionate about is silly or unimportant or a hot, like I don't want to share that. And I had a hard time with that. I had a hard time telling people
I like freak books.
I like to write freak books. I had a hard time with that as well, because then people are like, oh, she thinks she's gonna write a book. You know what I mean?
Do you think they really thought that?
Yeah,
or your just mind says
I think
it?
some people thought that. I think but one thing that Women Thrive Summit did for me is there were some people in there that said you got to put it out in the world for it to happen. It's like true. You can't just all of a sudden be like, oh, I'm going to have a #1 bestseller, and you've never talked about it. Right. Yeah. And so it's important to make yourself vulnerable and say, this is what I want. This is what I want from all the work. And don't be afraid to fail, because I have found that when you fail, not only is that a good learning experience for you, but people see you fail and get back up.
Right.
And when people see you fail and get back up, then they're like, dude,
I was a failing fool for sure.
But if you just stick with it, and really, I've said that I know this is my passion because I've had a lot of times in these last 3 years in this journey that I could have quit.
Sure.
That I just could have said no.
Let me tap out and just enjoy life.
And I didn't.
Right.
I mean, because it's my passion, good or bad.
You're good at it.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it was an absolute pleasure to get to know you, and anything I can do to help what you're doing, I think I would be more than happy to do so.
Appreciate that.
Yeah, for sure. Well, yeah, you got big stuff cooking. You're like at the beginning of your journey. This is crazy, right?
I am. Yeah. I hope
2026, you're going to put your foot in a few places and see what happens.
I hope so. It's the plan.
Yeah. Well, I am going to put the link. Is your books available like on Amazon and all that?
They are. Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and Walmart.com.
Well, I'll put the links to everything here. Yeah. If you, what is the genre called? Even though it's probably its own genre?
Romance, suspense, thriller.
Okay.
Although I would be tempted to flip those around, but I do put romance first because it is so popular right now.
Right.
I say romance,
suspense, thriller.
Yeah.
Hey, if you like good reads or want to put that damn phone down for a little bit or turn Netflix off, exercise your brain a little bit, I want to hear it for the record. Yeah. I'm going to accept the book she gives me, and I'm going to invite her in so I can sit outside and hear the book because I don't want to read.
I'm going to be your personal audio book.
Yeah.
Flaws and all.
Keep going. Then what? Yeah. What do you mean you're tired? Yeah, that's crazy.
Call it a day.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I'm still awake. I'm listening. Keep going. No, but I'm definitely going to just keep tabs on you to see what you're doing. I think it's cool. I love to just see people doing cool things. That's what made me reach out, is I'm like, author, she's on fire. She's got to come in,
Oh, I appreciate
it's just,
that.
Yeah, passion is something that a lot of people forget, that how fulfilling it is, how.
Well, and you get to a certain age and people are like, I don't have to do anything anymore. I'm retired. My life is ramped up.
That's what I'm talking about.
I mean, woof.
That's great.
And I love it.
Yep.
I love it.
There's room for everyone.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? You guys chill. I'm going to not.
Right.
You need something to read?
Right.
Well, again, I really appreciate you coming on here. Thank you guys for joining us on episode 70 of Beyond Business. Thanks for sticking around for the journey and for sticking around for this episode. It's been a good one. I will catch you again in 5 days. Until then, be kind to each other. Thank you. Thank you all so much for joining us on that wonderful episode. And before you leave this podcast, I want to give it one more quick shout out. The podcast is brought to you by Aerial Elite Solutions, your drone service provider right here in Decatur, Illinois. If you need anything drone related, they're your go-to. Real estate, renewables, construction, all that stuff. They got it. FlyAES.com to do it. Beyond Business is also sponsored by Midwest Lightning Rods. If you want to make sure your home is a safe haven during the storm season and you want to protect yourself, your family, and all your stuff, reach out to Midwest Lightning Rods and see what they can come up with to help protect you. Visit them at lightningstrikes-weprotect.com. And lastly, Best Friends Distillery, a locally owned women's distillery crafting fine vodka and rum right here in Argenta, Illinois. And Steady supplying me with some beautiful swag. Raise a glass to quality spirits made with passion. And cheers to supporting local. Catch you guys in 5 days. Thank you.
Yo, we on business. Yo, we out here hitting that grind. Podcast vibes, letting loose, unwind. Next on the mic, yeah, he flexing with pride. Meeting dope souls, taking you on the ride. Talking about life, not just that paper. Doing it big, ain't no time for a hater. People yap behind his back, but we rise like the sun. Gather round, fam, we just having some fun. Beyond business, it's a vibe, feel that thrill, getting intimate. May even get your heart filled. Meeting the legends, those raw and real. Digging deep thoughts, show you how to feel. From the block to the boardroom, we making that move. Beyond business, baby, yeah, we got the groove. Shout out to the hustlers, the real street thugs. We all eat together, no need for the drugs. Yeah, you blessed with the gift, determined to thrive. Nick's breaking it down, keeping that fire alive. Let's go deep like the ocean, no bluff. Beyond business, baby, we can't get enough.